Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Monday workshop. So every Monday we bring a special yogi who has been on this journey for a long period of time. And today we have with us Brother Sudarshan. So he has been on the spiritual journey for 2 decades, 20 plus years. Can you imagine? Significant portion of his life he has been following this path of purity, the path of not just the brahmacharya, but the purity of both body, mind, and the spirit. You know, one of the big things in Brahma Kumaris, we just don't stop at celibacy, but we also go further into pure thoughts, elevated thoughts, and having a pure wishes, pure feelings, elevated feelings, and that makes a lot of difference in the atmosphere, right? And today, so we have Sudarshan Bhai, who is going to take us through his journey. And on this journey, he is going to share the bliss that one can experience, right? And so it is not just about getting through this phase of our physical existence, but it is to redeem the opportunity of having God by our side. And how much am I redeeming is a very unique question, a very personal question for everyone. So today we are going to explore that with the help of the journey of Sudarshan Bhai's victorious life of Pandav. Please welcome Brother Sudarshan.
Om Shanti, thank you. Yeah, so thanks for joining today. This is lovely evening. It's later evening here in Boston. Anyway, so why this topic? Actually, as Harsha Bhai said, this was 20 years ago, in 2001. It was like a very nice milestone this year. So I thought I'll do this for 2-3 weeks, like just try it out, different meditation, different things. Actually, I was not even sure if I wanted to meditate, but I've done various other things, art of living, other types of meditation as well. So I was like, and those I just did for 2-3 weeks. So I thought, okay, let's see what happens. And then it's 20 years. So I didn't expect, but and I mean, maybe I hadn't planned this, but so the thing that really kept me going was the Murlis. Actually, the daily Murli is what has, I would say, that daily sustenance has what kept me going this far. Yes, victorious Pandav. So how did I choose this topic? Because Baba had once was meeting with Pandavs or Kumars, and he said, are you just Pandavs, meaning brothers usually? Of course, victorious applies to whether you're brother or sister, but he was meeting brothers at that time. And he said, are you just brothers or are you victorious brothers, the Pandavas? So you are the victorious. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm a victorious one. So, and this is such an uplifting way to think that we are the victorious ones, right? And of course, victory over what? In the flight, it was victory over weakness, but also all kinds of situations through the body, through relations, through nature, through my own whatever, ego, anything, like overcoming all the situations and crossing with happiness. So that is what is victory, correct? Like what is victory means, definition of victory. So you're crossing all these situations. We're not talking about victory over others or capturing another nation or something like that. We're talking about the victory over the self. Okay, so I did have some slides, and we don't have to cover all of them. It's just a guideline. So I will share my screen because it's more like so that you get the whole gist, and then we can dive into whichever thing we need to dive into. So from this, yeah, I talked about victorious Pandav. And, if I'll give the headline at the front, if there is one thing to take away, each sentence of Murli is worth millions. So read many times, if you don't take anything else, take this, because that will make you victorious, right? So I was once in Madhuban, and there was a class. So it was actually Sister Sudesh. So she was sharing that one of the most obvious way that Baba is sustaining us. I mean, yes, there is Father and Sadguru, and he's my companion, and this and that. But the most obvious one is he's teaching us through Murli, right? You can take a Murli and read it, and now it's all available online. So that is the most obvious direct sustenance we're getting from Baba. So and that is really the way to become victorious, because every direction, everything on how to overcome every situation is actually there in Murli. So today also it was there that each, even if you take one jewel of Murli, you can become a master of the world. Today, Baba, it was in today's Murli. So, some years ago, I wasn't paying so much attention to Murli. Then I realized, oh my goodness, there is everything in Murli actually. So this now I read many times, because Baba had said, I'll tell you a funny thing, people say I keep laughing. So the thing is, Baba had said, of course, Baba is very entertaining, but Baba had said if you read Murli 5 to 8 times, you can go ahead of your teacher. So I was like, oh, wow, I can go ahead of my teacher, really? And it's not about going ahead of your teacher, but point is, there is so much depth in each day's Murli that you can take even one thing, and sometimes you have to find it more deeper, like it might be in some sentence in the middle somewhere. So if you pick that and you apply it, and it might apply to you, your situation. Or like, for example, today Baba said, don't have too many desires. You're becoming the masters of the world and you're rulers of the globe and this and that. So why have so much desires? You're talking about the poor and the rich. So I was like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have desires about, oh yeah, I want this thing, I want that thing, extra things, which I'm going to get so much. So why am I looking after, or this person should be like this? All these things are desires. So I'm getting so much, why do I need to get that? So anyway, there might be different small things which will hit you. So summary is, read Murli carefully, because actually all answers are in there. But before we even get to that, we'll do some prep, because I guess the usual thing is that, oh, Murli is dense, I don't quite get it, there is so much, Baba is repeating all these things, what do I do, right? Like, how do I make it interesting for myself? So we'll do some prep for that. And it's also related to question I had asked Dadi Gulzar. Like, I just happened to be in Houston, Texas, when Dadi Gulzar was inaugurating in 2003. This is like 2003, or I think 2003 or 2 maybe. She had come all the way to Texas. And so I'll share about that, because Harsha Pai said, share your experiences with the Dadis. I was like, okay, sure. And the other thing, with relation to Murli, is actually asking Baba, becoming your own teacher. That's really the thing. Like, I know everybody has so many classes and YouTube and this and that, and you can keep on listening to everything. So, but one of my own personal milestone was when I, like, okay, well, what is my answer from my understanding of Murlis? I used to go around, okay, what is soul consciousness? What is soul consciousness? How do you be soul conscious? I used to ask everybody. Then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I need to answer it from what I know, and then build on that. So, and then some other things we will cover. Again, let's see how there is time. And also we will try to have meditation in the middle of each of these sections to make it interesting and experiential. This is also something Harsha Bhai said. And I also like to do it that way, so that it's a bit more thinking and interactive, rather than just a lecture all the way through, which is, can get boring and you might turn off. So it will be interactive and experiential. So that's interesting. A couple of other slogans, in case we don't get to it, or so that we don't forget it, is one of the things I had gone to Madhuban, and Dadi Gulzar said, Brahma Baba crossed every situation with saying the word Baba. So we will talk more about this, that Baba is sitting, whether they ran out of money, or when the government people came to investigate Baba because he had made some politically incorrect statement in Murli, that, India, China were fighting, something like that. And then they had come. So more about that later on. And there was another thing from Dadi Janki was she would go to Baba about something and Baba would say, child, no, acha hua bachi, meaning, child, it is good. Whatever happened is good, so don't worry about it. So these are some of my favorite slogans I keep applying in my own life. Okay, so we will pause here and proceed to the next one. Anything? This was just like an overview, highlight. Okay, Harsha, anything to add here? Anything?
No, this is great. Like, yeah. So we are looking forward to hear your journey. What
Wonderful.
Get into this path.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. And I did have the question like, how did I know there are some who are new and like, how did I choose this life of purity? You know, the basic question which I've listed here as well. Like, anyway, so we'll get to that. Okay. So this is the prep. So this is the story that Dadi Gulzar was in Houston, Texas when I asked, so she said, anybody can ask the question. So we were having a class and I asked this, I feel bad when I make a mistake. So this can be, Baba said, wake up for Amrit Vela or do this or do that. And I don't do this or I didn't behave correctly, whatever it could be, right? So you can take it to whatever scale. And by the way, I hope the translator is okay. Like I'm not speaking too fast. Just let me know if I should slow down.
I think it is a little fast.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, I will try to be calm and patient and speak. So, I asked this question, when I make mistakes, I feel bad. So, actually, Dadi Gulzar had an amazing answer, which like completely changed how I was thinking. So, what she said is, okay, so you made a mistake, then you feel bad. Now, what will be the effect of that thought of feeling bad? So, because each thought is a seed, right? I mean, she didn't explain all this. Now, this is my own thing. She just said, like, what will be the effect of that you feel bad? So, each thought is a seed, and that means I'm creating more negativity for myself, right? So she said, at that time, you bring Baba close to you and use the point that Baba is my companion, Baba is with me, he loves me, all these points. Actually, Harsha Bhai was mentioning at the start as well, that Baba, who is there with me? So to use those pacifying, uplifting points at the time you're feeling low. So, then at that time, don't listen to this other points where Baba says, oh, my children are not remembering me. They're not doing this. Don't remember those points. Remember the points that will uplift you. So then she shared a story that somebody wants to say something. Anyway, so then she shared a story that one sister had come to Madhuban. This is to meet Avik Bapdada. This is I guess, assume it's several years ago. So it was, and at those times, Avik Babdada would meet personally with people also. So she used to stay in Iceland. I'm not sure that's the correct city, but somewhere there. And correct country. And she was alone, meaning she was far away from many other people. So she was like, say 50 miles radius from other Brahmins or other people. So she came to Baba and said, Baba, I'm feeling alone, there's nobody around me. And then Baba said, oh acha, are you alone? Oh, akeli ho kya? So then she said, yeah, I'm alone, and nobody around. So then Baba said, oh, is it really you're alone? Then Baba asked same question. Then she realized, oh, wait a minute, Baba is with me. So then she became double light. She became like, oh, Baba is with me. I don't have to worry. So that basically allowed her to calm down, relax. And then after that point, she was very calm. She was not worried about this, that I'm alone. So basically, use these points to uplift yourself, like, oh, I didn't make so good efforts in the past year, whatever. I mean, we may have many thoughts like this, even older Brahmins, right? Or maybe more older Brahmins, like, oh, I couldn't do this, I didn't do this, I'm not good at this, all these things. So this is not going to allow the yoga to happen easily. So we have to apply the right point. So, and that's also one big thing, one of the learnings, actually, Baba has said, it has come in Murlis, Baba has said, when you are not feeling high, then don't try to go in the point form and, okay, I'm a point of light and stabilize. And no, that's like the example that he gives that here, that's like you asking a heart patient to climb the stairs. So at that point, use the more uplifting and loving points of knowledge so that you can restore yourself and keep yourself strong. And then, okay, then you go to the point form. That's fine. Okay, so understood, right? So you have to apply the right thing at the right time. If I am applying, oh, I can't do this, I did this wrong, oh, this happened, that happened, then I'm creating more and more downward spiral. Okay, so we will, let me see what I had. Yeah, so we'll do a meditation on this, but let's just read it once because it's all about the companion and combined form and all this. So companion is one, but Baba takes it even further to combine. So what's combined, meaning like you can think the way I visualize, you can visualize in different ways. I visualize as either light and Baba is combined with me. So and Baba has said before that Maya cannot separate you if you're combined. So let's read this and then we'll meditate on this for a few minutes to make it experiential. Okay, this is on the point that Baba is a companion, Baba is combined, all this. So in the same way, at the confluence age, when you forget the combined form of yourself with the Father, instead of experiencing yourself as the highest authority, you start experiencing yourself to be a soul who is weak, powerless, unhappy, confused, and under some influence. The awareness of the combined form brings you power. This is Murli extract, yeah? While facing the various obstacles of Maya, by having the awareness of the combined form, you will automatically experience yourself to be an authority, even if you are a weak soul, right? So whoever is feeling weak, even if you're a weak soul, you will experience yourself to be a master almighty authority because of the awareness of the companionship of the Father, the almighty authority being with you. Therefore, when you stabilize in the combined form, you become victorious over Maya, which means that you constantly experience yourself to be the highest authority. When the combined form is in your awareness, you experience yourself to be constantly powerful. Okay, so let's meditate on this. I will just share a few words and maybe this will be for 5 minutes total. And you can follow along, or if you already have your own thinking, that's fine also. So Om Shanti. Sitting comfortably. I bring myself into the present moment. And invite my body to relax. I awaken my awareness of the combined form. For example, I, a being of light, and whichever way you like, you can bring Baba next to you if you want. I like that sometimes, and it's easier. Or you can go to the soul world, whatever you want. So I bring Baba next to me in my forehead, and well, how do you visualize it for yourself? Answer for yourself. For me, it is like I'm engulfed in the angelic presence, the loving double light presence of Baba. And ask yourself, how do you feel in this presence? Or you can go into the powerful stage of Baba being the Almighty Authority, the one with all the inner powers. So in this company, what are the feelings, positive feelings that emerge for me? Answer for yourself. Maybe I feel that there is a laser light that is joining me and Baba, and that is charging me. So can you experience with Baba this company and this combined form? And it's like cleansing me of all the dirt. And it is giving me hope and courage of my victory over Maya. And is there any realization that comes for you, if it comes naturally, that you can take away for yourself from this combined form? So you will have to answer for yourself. What is one, if any, realization, inspiration that comes for you? and in touch with the positive feelings, if any, that you experience. And gently you can come back into the normal awareness. Okay, Shanti. Actually, the very nice thing about this is, even if he tells all the weak, even if you're feeling weak, powerless, unhappy, confused, then you can apply this. So that was basically the prep that, so overcoming the negative thinking with Baba's company, right? So we are at, we did this prep one, okay, just where we are in this talk or this discussion. Okay, so, yeah, we'll come to the second part, which is the Murli, which is today. It was there in today. And again, as I said, I would have missed some years ago. I wouldn't have paid so much attention. But each one jewel can make you into a master of the world. So Baba was saying, yes, even if you go out, you might forget. And, we forget, we don't have awareness through the day, all these things. But still, each jewel is worth so much. So to have that much value. And one thing I would say here is, this is again from Murli's, that Baba has said, it's Murli is not listening like a discipline, like, oh, I have to listen to Murli, but to value each sentence, that it's worth millions of, Baba says, lakhs of rupees or millions of dollars, whatever you want. And so even if you take one thing and you really use it, adorn it, then that will give so much reward. Okay, so this is one of my other very important. I was new in Gyan. I was just 1 year in Gyan or so. And this was a class by Sister Mohini. And of course, I'm sure this Baba has mentioned in some Murli. So she kept saying this one thing, that start with 100% faith. Don't start with 20%. In what Baba is saying, in faith in yourself, faith in Brahma, any aspect. So what this means is, you can go from 100 to 99, that's okay, or 98. But if you start like, yeah, maybe Baba is true, I don't know. Maybe what Baba is saying is true. Maybe I'm a victorious soul, I don't know. So if you start with the lower side, then Maya will be overpowering you. But if you are 100% sure that I'm a victorious soul, or whatever, Baba says, I'm a master, almighty authority, I have all the powers, all these things, start with 100%. And yes, because of situations that, you can let it go to 99, 98, 95, that's okay. But don't start with low, then you're already giving Maya 80% chance, right? Everybody got it. So, and today that was there, that this, and Harsha was telling, what is the opposition you may have faced, and say family members are not happy, whatever it is, right? So actually that was there in today's Q&A also, but also in Murli, that have full faith that you have found God, and he says, remember me and your sins will be absolved. Claim our fortune of the kingdom. We are claiming such a huge thing. So the point is, if I have that full faith, then joy and happiness is going to come out from me. So I don't need to convince anybody, right? So that's the simplest way of convincing, is there is so much joy and happiness that others are asking you, okay, wait, what are you doing? Usually we think, oh, I have to convince this person is not listening to me, and this is not happening, and this is that. But am I convinced myself? And again, this is one of Avik Babada's things, that any opposition is to make you stronger in your position. So if I'm experiencing any opposition from anywhere, then that means maybe my own position is not so strong. So I have to just improve my faith or have deeper experiences in yoga that will allow me to overcome. Today, I mean, Baba was talking in the context of explaining Gyan, but it could also be, so they, people will ask Dadi Gulzar, okay, like I'm having problem with my family, what do I do? So then Dadi will say, no, make your Amrit Vela strong. Okay, if not, and I will simplify that further. If Amrit Vela is also difficult, then make your meditation very strong, like we did just now. Start with evening meditation, make it very strong. So because that meditation and yoga is going to emerge that happiness from within and emerge the transformation from within, that when others see, they'll be like, oh yeah, this person is so much better now. They must be doing something right. So that's the true service. It's not just through words that I have to explain and convince and all these things. That usually is harder to make it happen. And if when others see that, then that will remove their opposition, whether it's in knowledge or this and that. And other thing, in case it was missed, that Dadi Gulzar said, if there's any problem, make your Amrit Vela strong. And I made it even simpler. If your Amrit Vela is also, then make your evening meditation very strong, right? Make your yoga good so that you're actually manifesting in your life the joy of being with Baba. And for me, I mean, some people don't like kingdom, like what is all this kingdom thing? And I just want the present moment and I just want to be happy now, forget all this kingdom and all. But well, there is the happiness, the inner kingdom is there, right? Even if you don't want future kingdom, you're not worried about that. But the inner kingdom of happiness that I can experience right now, that is there. So Baba talked about the heart throne, I mean, the throne of the soul, the immortal throne yesterday, Sunday Murli. Read it if you'd like, oh yeah, did Baba say that? Like, yes, he did. So throne of the soul, it was mentioned. And then if that is kind of like, oh, what is that? Then Baba said, then you get the heart throne of Baba. So heart throne of Baba is very nice and easy, right? Loving heart throne of Baba. So we are getting those kingdoms anyway, even now. So it is such an attainment. So when you are in this joy and attainment, then there is happiness that is coming in my interactions. And that will be the real lesson that, oh yeah, this person is transforming. Okay, so let me see what I had. Yeah, so one was have 100% faith, right? The other thing was, yeah, if anyone has questions, please put it on the chat. So the other thing is, I had written once to Sister Mohini that this was many, many years ago. And I said, oh, I think I'm going along in knowledge, but how do I really progress? And of course, Baba keeps saying this, but then she replied in one line that you're in the knowledge. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, Baba keeps saying this every day. So what is this Chanda knowledge, right? So of course, Baba has spoken Mudlis on this. But for me, this was a very important point. And the simplest is, to take 10 minutes and say, okay, I'm going to chant the knowledge, right? And then figure out, take some point and think about it. That's simplest, talk to yourself about it. So I have a next slide, which is image. So this was very useful for me because, again, I think this is a standard example, but the idea is, you can leave a piece of paper in the sun for hours and hours, okay, and nothing may happen. If you want it to burn, you just take a magnifying glass and even 1 minute, it's going to start burning, right? So this burning, what it means is like the inner transformation, the realization, that is what representing the burning. In the psyche, there is some transformation realization, that's the burning. So I can sit for hours and hours in yoga and nothing happened because I never concentrated. So I need to concentrate, which means that I have to bring my mind, which is the thinking, and my intellect, which is judging, deciding, visualizing. I have to bring those two things together. So this is, this whole class is on this by Ramnath Bhai, who is like the top, he keeps talking about this. He from Madhuban. And so we will actually practice this today as well, to make it more experiential. So idea is, you're going to ask a question, you're going to answer it yourself. So that way you're bringing the mind and intellect together. So intellect is answering. So the usual example is, let's say, if I want to make sure people are paying attention, you would call out somebody, like, oh, Harsha bhai, what did I just say? And then you're forced to pay attention, right? So in the same way, if you ask yourself a question on the knowledge, then you're forced to reply to yourself. So if I ask myself, oh, what does a victorious soul mean? Or how does a victorious soul feel? Then you're forced to answer it. And so that is, you're engaging your intellect as well, rather than thinking about something else and what I have to do next and my to-do list and this person said this and all those things. And my intellect is going there. It has to answer the question that my mind asked. So I'm bringing the mind and intellect together. So that is what is concentration, right? So idea is, and as that person's, someone nicely shared just now, that as soon as we talked about combined form, we read that and practiced that, then like that experience came, because then, so that mind and intellect came together. You actually visualized it and experienced it. So that's what is concentration. So it doesn't take long for the paper to burn. But if I'm not concentrating, you can sit for hours and, oh yeah, I did bhatti for 2 hours and oh, nothing happened. So there's a comedy about this, and I'll share this because just to make it interesting. And this is why I keep smiling, because all these funny things. Because somebody did yoga for 1 hour in Baba's room, and then they came out and they became angry. So it's like, oh, what yoga? What yoga were they doing? And then there's another comedy thing. So one time somebody came late to Mama's class. This is Mama's time. So Mama said, oh, okay, why are you late? He said, oh, I was in remembrance so much that I missed the bus stop. I had to get down at the next bus stop and come to the center. So I got delayed. Then Mama said, oh, who taught you this yoga? So means if you are having accurate yoga, means you'll get touching that, oh, my bus stop is here. So it's not like I'm disconnecting from the reality and I'm in yoga with Baba. Reality is also, things happening accurately is also yoga. No aspect of yoga is things happening. So again, this was a little eye-opening. I was like, oh, it's not just I'm in yoga and having great. No, everything has to happen accurately here also. So once, this is from Jayanti Ben's class long ago, and apparently like there's a lot of discussion at those times, Baba's times, like what is yoga? So once Baba had asked somebody to bring a medicine, an important medicine, and they forgot to bring. So then Baba said, no yoga. Like means that person is not having yoga. So it's not like, oh yeah, I'm having a powerful seed stage and volcanic stage and this stage and angel stage and all, but things are all going wrong here. That means it's not yoga. Okay. So real yoga means things are also happening accurately at this time. So basically that concentration with Baba also means that it is manifesting in a good way, right? Like positive, my life is becoming stronger and richer. So one of the things is with Raj Yoga, like my relationship should improve. They're getting spiritual and they're feeling more happy, more loving, more peaceful, all that, right? My work should be more accurate, etc., etc. So actually my life will improve in all my dimensions. So if I say, oh yeah, like I'm doing a lot of yoga, but this is not going well, so that means something, maybe I have to check something is maybe missing, so I have to fix that gap. I mean, yes, sometimes it happens because of external situations, so that we can't control, but I should also double check I'm actually properly in remembrance or not. It means, am I focusing properly or not, which is leading to a positive impact in life. So yoga is not just for the 20 minutes or 30 minutes and 1 hour I'm sitting, but what is the impact after that is also to be seen. Okay, so with that, so let's try this on today's blessing, right? This concentration thing. I mean, just to make it real, this was today's blessing in case you missed. And I will say that there are many fun, entertaining rhyming words which are more fun in Hindi. And really, you don't have to go into the Hindi words. I know some like, oh, why do I need to know Hindi? But the surrender and being defeated and again, they're all rhyming words. So when Baba speaks, it's very entertaining. He's known as the first poet, right? Adi Kavi. So he's very poetic and makes it very rich. But it's okay. We don't have to go into the words, and also not good to be lost in the words either. So we'll read this. May you be a victorious Master Almighty Authority. And as you can notice, there is victory, victory, victory in all these. So that's why I also picked this. So by surrendering yourself instead of being defeated again and again, create every thought and perform every action while considering yourself to be a victorious jewel, and you will never be defeated. A master almighty authority can never be defeated. If you are defeated again and again, you will also have to be punished. It's actually beaten, but again, this is for the rhyming thing, by Dharamraj, the judgment. And it's not like any beating is going to happen. It's just a figurative way of the soul feeling bad for what it did. And those who are defeated will have to make garlands har in the future. They will have to garland many idols from the copper age onwards. Again, this is a little comedic, and so there's a joke, when I think Dadi Janki and somebody else reading, Dadi Janki was reading Murli in Hindi, this is I think in Latin, and then somebody was reading in English. So from the Hindi class, there was so much laughter that was coming, and the English class very serious. So because the Baba speaks in like very fun language, when it's in Hindi, it's more easy to appreciate. Therefore, instead of being defeated, surrender yourself and make a promise to adopt your perfect form, and you will become victorious. Again, surrender is rhyming with all this palihar. And make a promise to adopt your perfect form. So summary is, I'm having a determined promise, means determined thought that I'm going to adopt my perfect form, right? Which is complete with all the virtues and everything. And I'm creating the thoughts that I'm a victorious jewel, right? Before each action I'm doing, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if I'll be successful or not. What will happen here? Will they accept me? Will they like this? So instead of that, have powerful thoughts. No, it will work out well. It will be good. They will like it. All this, right? So they will think positively. They will not think negatively. I don't know what they'll think about me. They will think positively. So we're going to do this for 5 minutes again and try to, like when you're creating the thoughts, right? So you're going to create affirming thoughts and positive thoughts, considering yourself. The seed of this is, I'm a victorious jewel. So Baba is giving everybody, okay? This is one of the things about victorious Pandav is everybody is victorious. It's not, he is giving this freely, so I have to take it. One of the aspects of churning is, again, if you follow the flow, 100% faith. Okay, yes, you can let it go to 95, that's okay. Because maybe I'll be a failure. Okay, fine, take 5%. But at least max, you can go at most to 95 or 98. Don't go below that. 100%, 98%, I'm a victorious jewel. Not like, maybe I'm a victorious jewel, then that's not going to work. So I'm a victorious jewel. Despite all the failures that I may have done in my life, I am a victorious jewel. So 100% faith, and you're going to concentrate as well. We talked about the magnifying glass, right? So, it doesn't take too long for the sunlight, in this case, the light of knowledge from Murli, to actually burn the paper. So I just have to focus. And how do you focus? You have to consciously talk to yourself. We talked about, tell yourself, if I'm a victorious jewel, what does it mean to me, right? How do I feel as a victorious jewel? Baba is giving me this title. He's giving me this badge. People want all this fancy badge and this, that, or certificate, graduation certificate, something, all these. Baba is giving me, I'm a victorious jewel. So how do I feel that? So again, let's do this for 5 minutes. So as I sit here. I create a very positive, determined thought that I am the soul, the light, the flame, or the diamond. I'm a victorious jewel. So just for the concentration, like what does it mean to you if you have 100% faith, okay, or 98% faith that you're a victorious jewel? How would you feel in this moment if you have full faith that you're a victorious jewel? And having a determined thought that I am going to adopt my perfect form of being one who is enlightened and full of all virtues. So what does this mean to you? You'll have to answer your own personal self. First, can I accept it or even convince myself to experiment if I can't believe this? Can I convince myself to experiment for just 2 minutes that I'm a victorious jewel? So we're just doing experiment. And you're having 100% faith. So how does it feel? And what would be one takeaway for yourself? For example, maybe I feel light. I feel that no one can stop me. I feel angelic. Again, it's a determined thought that I am going to reach to my highest self, right? This is perfect for meaning my own highest capacity. I'm being restored to my highest. So it means I can do it. And one of the realizations, Baba says, is it's already accomplished. It's already there in Brahma. So how do you feel? What are the feelings for Baba that emerge for you, that he's making you a victorious jewel? Or he's reminding you that you're a victorious jewel? Okay, all right. So, Om Shanti, you can come back. Normal, yes. Would anybody like to share briefly how he experienced, like one line, two lines?
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, I think the experience was very good because I could experience like Baba's love and my love going to him. But when I thought about Victorious, I felt like I can rule my senses and Maya cannot defeat me. And then that's just the image of Lakshmi Narayan and the perfect,
Perfect.
that's
Yeah.
how I am. So nothing is in my way.
Very good. Yes. Yeah. I mean, these are the thoughts, right? Like you can hear all these lectures and all from Lokik people also, like outside, like they'll pretty much like, what you visualize, right? What you create, the feelings that you're going to become. So Baba is giving that highest, what you can manifest, right? This is Baba. So the highest goal of Lakshmi Narayan, very well said. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think the love makes it easier because normally ruling over senses is not easy, but Baba's love makes it so much easier.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. So he is very, very well done. Nicely connected with love. Yeah. Because he is giving us this title, right? That we are the victorious. So somebody else wants to share?
I would like to share.
Yeah.
Good
go ahead.
evening.
Good evening.
So I was in a lot of body pain today. And during this part of the meditation, what I want to say is that I didn't feel particularly victorious today because I was thinking during the day, what did I do? Did I injure myself? Why is my back and my body hurt so much? And during this part, I was in this particular one, I thought, not even thought, that this awareness arose that it was this victorious jewel felt concept felt soothing, and it also felt like, I don't know, I felt, I guess, satisfied and accomplished. That was the word. I felt accomplished on my, I guess, my life experience today, but also from the vantage point of maybe having kind of fast forwarding and having had the life experience and maybe not being here anymore, felt also a reference of, just the contentment and victory.
Well,
with
excellent.
all its imperfections. Yeah.
Yeah, no, excellent. Yeah, I think this was the intended effect, which is that, the sunlight thing, right? So you, even for a few minutes, you can just, so that's actually creating that very positive feelings inside. Wonderful. And so this is basically churning, and the result of the churning, what we call churning, it's not like I have to set aside 2 hours. So we churn and you're creating this beautiful experiences that's going to get as a positive memory on the soul, right? On the subconscious, it's leaving a very positive memory. So this is going to generate more and more thoughts. So really, like that's what I found simplest is you take from Murli, and I mean, anyway, Baba says churn. So you take the Murli and go into these beautiful experiences, and that is going to have a positive effect. And then, the opposition will naturally reduce, whether it's from elements or nature or people or whatever. Like I'm generating so much positive energy that the way is going to become easier and easier. Okay, well, if anybody else wants to share, go ahead. I know we're getting short on time, but these are wonderful as well. But it's also to show that how other people can learn from each other. That's why it's nice to hear other people's experience.
Om Shanti ji, is companion or combined, it's the same experience? It will be the same imagination, or there is some difference in these two?
Right, yeah. And so my usual answer to this is, what is your answer? What is your, see, that's, so we have to ask ourselves, okay, like, because I also used to go around asking, oh, what is soul conscious? What does this mean? How does it? So I have to answer, right? So companion, okay, what does companion mean to you? I mean, again, I'm just sharing because this is the process, which is you answer. Your answer is also equally right. Correct? So what might
I
be your
think
answer?
companion means whenever I do any work, I always feel that my Baba is there, right?
Good,
And
yes.
this combined means when I sit in a relaxed position and then I feel that I am making a yoga with my Baba, and that will become, I don't know the perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. This is perfect. So this is really what I wanted to drive home in this session is
Okay,
your answer is
okay,
correct.
okay, thank you.
Nobody.
Huh.
And it will refine with time, right?
Yes.
Like tomorrow you might, oh yeah, wait a minute, I can try combined. And like it will change over time, but this is my answer today. Like
Yes.
who is to say that your answer is wrong or your answer is right, right? So you
Yes.
what you can apply and create. So you are creating, right? So when you
Yes.
are becoming your own teacher, that is the highest learning.
For me, it's more comfortable to feel like this rather than going to soul world.
That's fine.
For
Yeah.
myself.
That's fine. And so
Yes.
that's correct also. So that's what, no,
Okay.
that is correct. Then
Okay.
after you experience this for some time, you will feel naturally you want to go to the soul world. You see, that will also
Okay.
come.
Right. Right.
You get
Right.
it?
Thank
Because
you.
so that's what I was sharing in the beginning, that Dadi Gulzar's thing was, I mean, Baba has said, like when you are like, disturbed and confused and low and feeling this and stressful and all that, then you cannot do all this soul world stuff. Right? You just go
Yes.
and you come down like, oh, what happened? It's very difficult.
Yes.
So then you
Yes.
practice these things, then you're actually
Thank
going
you.
into the angelic stage.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
after
Thank you.
angelic stage, you can go to soul world.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
is step
Yes.
by step. So that's
Yes.
completely fine. So it's
Okay.
not like, oh,
Thank
I'm
you.
again like somebody, oh, I want to do this, but okay, what do you want to do, right? What you want to experience
Right.
is more critical.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I wasn't meaning to pick on you, but I'm trying to also make a general point that everybody feels that your answer is correct. This is it took me many years to reach this milestone, but yes, it may change with time, but let me trust my answer, right? Whatever is coming from inside me, that's also correct answer. What's wrong? Like, let me improve on that. So again,
Yes.
a word of caution is, don't go beyond the boundaries of Murli, don't go, right? Like, don't go and create like, yeah, I'm thinking all this and I'm flying in spacecraft and something. And like if it's in Murli, then it's fine. Okay,
Yes.
like that's the guardrail is Murli. If Baba has said those things in Murli, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as you're within the thing of Murli, you're practicing something from Murli is completely okay.
Mm.
At least it's not going into some negative thing, right? So
Yes. Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, so in interest of time, I'll keep going. I know we have till like 5 minutes left, or how much, Harsha bhai?
Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, so
Q&A is blended. So
yeah, 10 minutes. And so what is magnifying glass represent? There's a question in the chat. So magnifying glass in that picture is representing that I'm focusing the rays. So what is that focus is I'm asking a question to myself, hey, how does it feel like a victorious jewel? Or can I convince myself for a few minutes that I'm a victorious jewel? And then what is your response to that? So that is what is representing the magnifying glass. So I hope that is clear. So you're concentrating the knowledge. Magnifying glass is to concentrate the rays.
Thank you.
Okay, great. By the way, that's apparently this is a very traditional example. So maybe I will connect it with this victorious jewel. I know there's a lot of words in this slide, and I'm not going to read through everything. But these are some things I apply, which is, oh no, this has happened instead of that thing. This has happened and it'll be good. This has all come from Murli's. Like this issue and obstacle is making life harder for me. No, it is good because Baba said this, it's the things are there so that it keeps you on your toes. There's so much opposition from different people who don't believe in this knowledge, this, that, but No, that's to keep you active, right? Otherwise, if everything was easy, then you will not be active. So this is to, keep you awake. I'm sad because I didn't get this. No, like I'll get something better. Right? I was looking for an apartment in Boston long ago, and I thought I found something, but then somebody else put a deposit and took it. So I was sitting at my office, and colleagues said, "Oh, but maybe you'll get something better." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's correct." So why don't I have faith in the self? So in an aspect of faith in self is also important. Like, oh no, it will work out. Faith in Brahma. It's like, oh no, my body is not well. But instead, okay, observe the games of the five elements. Right? Baba says they're just playing a game with you. So enjoy them, give them peace. What can I do? This is my bad habits or my bad sanskar. This is my sanskar. So I sort of change the language a little bit, but Baba says, consider Baba's sanskar to be your sanskar. Don't say it is my sanskar. And this is the usual one. I don't know if I'll make it or not in this path of knowledge. No, I'm a victorious soul of every cycle. Again, these are words Baba has said. This adverse situation has come in my life. No, instead, why don't I think the adverse situation is to make me move forward? Right? Baba says, change the storm into a gift. If the boatman is strong, if the boat is strong and the boatman is strong, the storm will push you in the correct direction. Okay, so there's a question that from today's Murli, can you explain title of Chakradhari that Baba bestows on us? I think this was the ruler of the globe. That means we rule the whole globe. We become the king, queen who rule the globe. That was the specific one in today's Murli. Of course, there is Sudarshan Chakradhari, and that's close to my heart because my name is Sudarshan. And that is the going through the 5 forms of the soul. But in today's Murli, it was that you become the rulers of the globe, because the whole song was having found you, we found the world, and the earth and sky belong to us, and this and that. And Baba was talking about the kingdoms and this, that. So Baba says, if you remember Baba and you spin the discus of self-realization, you become the ruler of the globe. So you're getting so much, so don't have so much other desire. So that was sort of the general. I'm going fast because time is short. Sorry. Okay. So oh yeah, there we go. It's actually there's a next slide. Remember me and remember the cycle, and you will become the rulers of the globe. You shouldn't have too much desire in this. So just see what extra desires I have, which I don't really need because I'm getting so much. Okay, so other thing was, so why am I smiling or happy and this, that? One of the reasons Harsha was telling that in the WhatsApp message, like, oh, I'm always smiling. So it was actually in yesterday's Murli, right? So find your specialty and use it, right? That was Baba's way of how can you be constantly happy is find your specialty and use it, right? And it will grow and bring other specialties. So then, then the immediate question, everybody, what is my specialty, right?
One thing, when soul world is so beautiful, then why do we meditate coming here in the cycle to become Devta, and for next 5,000, then we will come down along these stairs, then we will have to again birth and death and death. What do you think about it, brother?
Yes, so what is my answer?
What is your answer?
Do you know my answer? My answer is, what do you think is the answer?
No, I don't find any answer for this.
No. So this, actually, no, Baba will, if you listen in Murlis, Baba has answered. Baba does
Okay, that
answer this. So,
you can tell
okay,
me. I don't know
okay.
that
No.
detail
See,
of
that's the reason is I do have an answer, but again, I'm trying to make the point that what will happen is until it comes from inside else as well,
Hmm.
we tend to, it is human nature, we don't tend to progress. So what happens is when the answer comes from you figure out the answer. So actually, this is why I had, let me share this because I think this is also, I wanted to share this. Let me go back to, where is my, so I'm going to share this. This is by Dadi Gulzar, and let me share this. And we can send the link to this. You can hear more in more detail, but this is.
है आप जो भी बोलो, बाबा ये हो गया, बाबा ये है, बाबा ये है, बाबा उसका उत्तर देगा और उत्तर मिलता है.
So this is basically ask Baba question. Okay, so one of the, no, again, this is not to give the fish, right? You have to teach how to fish. So maybe I fish is wrong. Tofu, I'll say tofu. Teach how to make the tofu. So make the cooking yourself. So you ask Baba, and in one way or other, whether in tomorrow's Murli or something, or somebody will say,
बाबा ये है, बाबा उसका उत्तर देगा.
so Baba will give answer.
और उत्तर मिलता है. लेकिन कई भाई बहनें ऐसे कहते हैं, तो हम तो बाबा से रोयान करते हैं, हम तो करते हैं, लेकिन बाबा का जवाब नहीं मिलता है. बाबा सिर्फ मुस्कुराता रहता है, जवाब तो नहीं सुनाई देता है. क्यों नहीं जवाब सुनाई देता है? कोई को देता है और कोई को नहीं देता है. तो नहीं बाबा का जवाब आता है, उसका कारण क्या है? कारण क्या है कि हमारी बुद्धि जो है ना, बुद्धि बिल्कुल क्लीन और क्लियर है. कोई भी चीज़ अभी भी देखो, ये जो साइंस के साधन है, आप वहाँ बैठ कर के बाबा की मुरली सुनते हो. अगर लाइन क्लियर नहीं है तो 4 बजे तक 3 बजे तक बैठ के कहते हैं चलो योग कर लिया, लाइन क्लियर नहीं है, सुनने ही नहीं आया कुछ. तो लाइन क्लियर.
Okay, actually, I'm just gonna cut it short. And actually, what she shares next, I'll summarize because then people say, "Oh, I can't. My line is not clear." So then she says, the real thing is Baba's Murli is the real answer. Like if you cannot hear from Baba, then you read Murli. So again, I can send the link and you can watch this. So because we're running short on time, let me go back to the other. Yeah, so the simple answer is like something brought us to this world this time in this cycle because I saw this beautiful golden age. So ask yourself, why did you come down this time? You could have just hung out in the soul world, right? So what pulled you here? And if that same beautiful golden age comes, then maybe you'll be pulled again. So again, I think this is a general Q&A and we can talk separately or somebody in center can explain to you. So I will leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Basically, we are so pulled into this beautiful earth or beautiful golden age. The soul wants to express itself. So when people ask me this question, I say, why did you come down this time, right? Okay, so then Harsha Bhai said, what is my reason for adopting this life? This is the usual question. So this is one of Baba's words that remain pure in this last birth and I will make you into king of kings. This Baba says, or queens of queens. So this, I use this to convince myself, like there's a reward here, right? There's a carrot. Like if you do this just this one time, like a parent will ask, do this just one time, you will get such a huge reward for it. So why not, right? Why not take God's deal? And I mean, on a more like, this is a bit futuristic, and some people are like, I don't care what happens in future. But in a real way, what we're getting now is we're becoming victorious over our own sense organs. So that is a feeling of accomplishment that we can try to get. This karmendriya, it means victory over my own sense organs. So yeah, we come to the final part, which is some of, I had gone to Madhuban, and this was a class by Radhi Gulzar, and so she was saying that, you've heard a lot of Gyan, and so now listen all these stories. So I'm going to stop sharing. So the thing was, so I found that very interesting. It's like, yeah, we keep listening a lot of Gyan. Like here, this is stories of Brahma Baba. So one was when there was defamation in the newspaper. This has come in Murli's too, that, somewhere in America, like somebody said some person in India is trying to collect 108 queens. So there was some defamatory article long. So then this news reached to Baba. So then Baba said, oh, send them a box of toli. I mean, again, I heard this, I don't know exactly how accurate all this is, but I have heard this. So that send them a box of toli means he was happy about it, because at least, the name will spread, right? Even in negative, somebody may get curious and they come and check it out, and then like, oh, wait, this is the real knowledge, right? So they might actually become connected with Baba if they went to check it out. So in this way, Baba would constantly turn around a negative situation into positive situation. He didn't say, oh no, like what's going to happen now? Like imagine you are in Brahma Baba's position. How would you might have, oh, I don't know if this task is going to succeed. Maybe it'll be a failure. Maybe this is just my imagination. I don't know what's going to happen, right? He could have just said all these things, but he said, no, child, it is good. So this is the child, it is good thing. Other things, hold on. Yeah, so there was, when they had come to Madhuban, there was a lot of many got sick because it was mountainous and different food, water, everything. So some got sick and they left yagya, this, that, right? So then somebody went to Baba and said, Baba, what's all this happening? And Baba said, yes, child, this is a very high destination. So these things, there will be many challenges and only the strong ones will go through. So do not be afraid or disheartened, right? So, Baba didn't say, oh no, like what's all this happening? People are leaving, like maybe we should stop and maybe this is not the right thing, right? Like this, no doubtful thinking, like, no, the destination is very high. There will be challenges. So this was what Baba's reaction was. Then there was the beggary part. You might have heard this story where they ran out of money. They didn't have money for the next lunchtime meal. So then the person who was cooking the food, who was in charge of the kitchen, went to Baba. Baba said, oh, there's nothing to cook. There's no flour. There's no rice, nothing. What do we do now? And Baba said, child, it's okay. Baba is sitting. Baba baitha hai. So then again, time came closer. She again went to Baba and Baba, there's nothing. How are we going to feed everyone? Baba said, no, Baba baitha hai. Baba is sitting. So anyway, at around noon time, there was a mail that came in that there was 5,000 rupees. And at those times, you're not even supposed to send cash in a envelope in post. But anyway, somebody sent it. And then they used it to purchase food for that day. So basically, it was Baba's faith, by saying Baba, he crossed every obstacle. Like Baba is going to do, like it's his task. It's Shiv Baba's task. So why I have to take it on myself, right? Why Brahma Baba didn't say, oh, what's going to happen? Maybe it's not going to happen. All these negative thoughts he didn't. Then Baba is sitting. So this is the faith that it is already accomplished. So Baba is sitting, so why I have to worry? So I can apply this in my day-to-day situations also. Because I'm also child of Baba. I also belong. I'm connected with Baba, right? So it applies to me too. Why I have to take on the worries? So I think I referred to this. So sometimes some people came from the government came to investigate, why Baba is saying certain things in Murli and this, that. So they came to visit Baba, and I mean, I'm really going to shorten it because there's not much time. So I mean, first they tried to not even allow them to meet Baba. Anyway, they were really like, no, we have to meet him and tell him this, that. So then they met Baba, and as soon as they saw Baba, they started like, bowing down to him, like seeing his personality. Then they said, oh, Baba, we heard that you have said these things, which you're not supposed to say, this, that, like Baba had said something like they're fighting for a small piece of land, something like it's like chickens fighting for a piece of food or something. And then Brahma Baba said, no, I didn't say this. It's Shiv Baba who said. So then they said, okay, then they said, okay, next time when he comes, please tell him not to say such things. So again, Brahma Baba didn't take it on himself, like, oh no, sorry, what happened? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have said this, it shouldn't have happened. He said, no, Shiv Baba said. So I said, okay, next time tell him not to say that. He said, okay, fine. And they left. So see, this is the likeness of Brahma. Like he's very clear, Shiv Baba, it is Shiv Baba's task, and there is no human being who can stop Shiv Baba's task. Okay, there's no human person that can stop Supreme Being's task. So, and I mean, there are many other things. Baba has said in Murli, somebody got injured in the train. He said, at least nothing happened to the soul, right? Something happened to body, but at least nothing happened to the soul. So again, you see, he's like completely, I mean, it doesn't mean, of course, go to the doctor, do all the things, but then like not having the burden and the worries about it. And one of the, I don't know if we had the Q&A along the things. So I'm just going to go one more thing.
Yeah.
So once Dadi Janki, actually a few years ago, she had fell on stage, and then she had certain stitches, and she had to get certain stitches. You'd have seen, for a few months she was covering her head. So with the sari, like, and so she went to meet Baba. And Baba said, you look very beautiful as a bride. The brides will put the sari on top of the head. They're doing it to cover the stitches and whatever. But, Baba didn't say, oh, what happened? How is it going to happen? Is it going to heal? Who's a doctor? All these things. No, you look very beautiful as a bride. So he's changing everything that is difficult into something fun and light. So that's also what we have to do, because we are victorious. So... okay, so wonderful. So stay light and stay happy. And Baba has blessed us that we are victorious souls. So it's up to us to churn, to have that faith and to apply in our life and really be victorious. And it's already done. Golden age already happened. So we have been victorious before, and we will be victorious once again. All right, Om Shanti.